Hello and welcome to today's Bold Trail Academy. We're on week 9 of 12 of my lead generation series. Sitting co-pilot with me is Steve Hillier. Steve, introduce yourself.
I'm Steve Hillier. I'm here to help out today.
So Steve and I have been buddies for 30 years, and he's the guy that trained me in real estate, and I still come to him today with all of my questions, and he happily answers them. Before we get started on today's topic, which is search engine optimization in KV Core, let's go back. And I just want to review. This is the Bold Trail Academy. If you haven't joined the Bold Trail Academy yet, here's a QR code you can scan, and I'll scan this again. I'll show this again at the end of today's session. But you can join the Bold Trail Academy. I reached 103 members of the Bold Trail Academy. It was a milestone of mine to get to 100. I'd like to see if I could get to 200 even faster. I'll call out Rich Hendrickson. Rich has been one of my biggest promoters, and it really helps me because now I'm reaching more agents across the country. And thanks to John Sy being in town last week, we have members from Canada on the call. So thanks for joining. Within the Bold Trail Academy, I have these classrooms, and if you've missed the first 8 weeks of my lead generation series, I have them all right here in the Bold Trail Academy. We try to keep these sessions to about 15 to 30 minutes so that the messaging is concise and we don't have to wade through hour-long YouTube videos to get to the content we're looking for. Within the Bold Trail Academy, I do have other content that I'm putting out here. Just this last week, I had a new agent that came to me. It was actually a Remax agent. They used Bold Trail as well. Steve, this agent had been in the business for as long as you have, 30 plus years. I went into her database and I searched for complete contacts, being the contact had a email address, a phone number, and a property address, and she had 13. I looked up her historical production in MLS, and there was over 1,000 transactions that was related to her broker ID. So what I did, or agent ID rather, what I did was I went in and I downloaded those all. I went in and appended it with email addresses and phone numbers, and I uploaded 1,000 contacts into her KV Core, and now she has a database. She called me the other day and said, Alex, I already picked up 3 transactions. So if you're a legacy agent and you don't have your database together, but you've done production in the past, and if you need help with that, I can help you with that and gather that together. And I explain it right here in gathering your database. So go check that out. Let's jump into today's topic, which is the web and IDX. And so within the real estate market space right now, Steve, there is a quest for everybody to have that standout video. We want to get clicks and views and all of this. And so what we've been doing is going over the individual tools to within the KV Core. But what we're leading up to and what all this does for us by using our website, using our landing pages, our squeeze pages, posting on social, all of this, it increases our search engine optimization. So here we have this website, and when Google ranks websites, they rank them by the activity that's going on, So when you get into using the site, and one of the things I use the most, quite a bit, I try to blog once a week, and I have these blog posts. This is a series of articles. I'm really focused on the empty nester who's lived in their house for 20 years, and I'm trying to educate them on why it's a good idea to sell their house and move. You know, do you really need to sit in that 30,000 or 3,000 square foot home with 3 empty bedrooms that's on 2 acres and you're just buried in this house? Well, I'm going through and writing these articles because I want to promote that that narrative. and right here I have first-time home buyers, rise of the millennial, and so on. And so I'm using this, and every time I publish a new article, my website is looked at as being active. It's being an active website. And the search engines, they pick up on this. And that's what we're talking about with SEO. And so going back to what we do as realtors, we are permission marketers. And what that means is that we're looking for people to raise their hand and give us permission to market to them so that we can build the know, like, and trust. Because when somebody is going to do a transaction with you as an agent, it's because they know who you are, they like you, like your messaging, and they trust you. So the messaging that you're putting out there is creating that trust. And for me, that's the core principle of those three items are the core principle of why somebody would want to do business with me. So yesterday afternoon, when I was making my follow-up calls, I was calling people and I was having conversations because, and the conversations really based in that know, like, and trust. And so I highly recommend that you go and check out Permission Marketing. It's a great book. It's a quick read. And like I've said throughout this series, it is what has made Amazon the biggest retailer in the world. And so when someone raises their hand, through putting your blog posts out there or whatever it is that you're doing, you have to value that relationship. If you're doing an open house this weekend, use the open house app. And when you use the open house app and you have the smart campaign turned on, smart campaign is going to acknowledge them within 4 hours to say, thank you for coming into my open house. And it's going to be the first step to developing that relationship of the know, like, and trust. Again, it's a feature that's within the platform. And so you're getting, once you get that permission, now it's up to you to engage with them to build that relationship. Steve, in your 30-year real estate career, how many closings have you had where you met somebody and closed within that first interaction?
Very few. I'm not even sure I can quantify on a first meeting them.
Yeah.
No, it's you've always got to develop the trust, and it's
Yeah.
a period of building something over time.
So I can tell you, I had one. I had a Zillow lead come in, and there was a one-of-one home in Lincoln. There wasn't another one like it because of what they had done to this house in terms of improvements. And they saw it. They wrote an offer that day. It was a cash offer, and they closed on it. It's the only time in my 25 years that I had a one-time close, but it was more about the property. Most of the time, we're building that know, like, and trust. And so within this space, we're looking at our website and saying, okay, how can we use our website to get our messaging out there? And so there's different values to the content that we put out. And so what I want to do is go in and just do a couple of demonstrations on how we can use the platform to build that know, like, and trust. And so within this space, we have a way using AI to write an article that is search engine optimized. So I'm going to share with you a prompt, and within this prompt, it will write the article for you. So let me copy this. I'm going to share it into the chat so we all have it. Face one. Love doing this live and not having it spaced. Give me a second here. But what we're going to do is we're going to prompt AI to build us an article, write an article for us that is search engine optimized. And by doing this, we're going to ask AI to be our social media. All right, so this is not going to paste. There it is. So that's in the chat. It's going to take a second. And so what I do, I have switched over to using Grok, which is through X. And what this says is, I want you to act as a content writer who is very proficient at SEO. First, create two tables. The first table should be the outline of an article, and the second should be the article. Okay, so I don't have to be an SEO expert. I'm going to tell AI to do this. And so we'll paste this in here, and you can read the rest of the prompt. I'm not going to go into it here because it really gets into the formatting of the article itself and what we want in terms of content. And so the topic that we're going to say is Sacramento real estate. Okay, and so we're going to go ahead and shoot that off. And now we're going to sit back and we're going to watch AI. And one of the reasons I use Gronk is because it's connected to today's internet through X. And so here it is, it goes through, and I just put in Sacramento real estate. And it goes through, and I asked it to put in so many headings and come up with different subheadings within the content. And then this is table 2. This is our outline. And then it goes through and writes the article. We can all do this. You can do this on whatever specialty you have within the real estate market. And I want you guys all to do this at least once a week and blog it out there. You want to ask yourself who I am as a real estate agent. So I'm going after the empty nester, people that have big homes that they need to sell. So I wouldn't just necessarily say Sacramento real estate. I'd be more specific. In fact, I've had AI create an entire content calendar for me, and I work on that content calendar each week, building that content out. And then at the end of it, I have a prompt that says, now write a book about the whole thing. And it's going to put it into a book form, and then I'll put that on my website. All of this is increasing my SEO on my website. These little things that we do. So when you go in and you start your week, Steve, when do you blog throughout your week? I'm putting Steve on the spot.
Well, Friday would be a really appropriate day.
Yes. And so whatever it is, you need to build it into your content schedule, into your calendar, creating content. And then once you have put the blog together, then you're going to go in and you're going to put it on your socials. And so there's that same article on my social. And then the other thing I do is I share this article out on my Auburn community post, which I created and I run. If another realtor wants to try and post real estate content there, I turn them down. Same thing with neighborhoods of Loomis, Roseville Community, Loomis Town page, and my personal page. I share that out. And so now you go in and you look at that blog post and you go, okay, well, how is that blog post performing? Go in here to blog posts, and we'll let this load. And I've gotten 39 views on that article since Wednesday. So what does that do for my SEO? What it does is it increases my ranking, because now not only did I put it out there and have a new page on my website, which is that blog, I now had 39 people interact with it. You can see this one here, I had 554. Again, using the prompt to use top trending SEO, search engine optimization terms in our area, so that when people are searching these different terms, that's what it means to have a term. When people go in and search for Sacramento housing or whatever it is, your article is going to rank. And then as people look at your article, Google and the search engines recognize that you have an active website that people are engaging in, and you get more views on it. And so the other thing I do is I take and I post all these articles on my Google business page. On my Google business page in the last 30 days, I've had over 500 people go to my page and click at least one link. And I think out of that, I think I have 7 leads that have come in. And I didn't pay for these leads. You know, this isn't me paying a lead generator who is going to originate that lead and then hope that they sell it just to you, or maybe they sell it to 5 other people. No, these are my leads. And because they're exclusively mine, I follow up with them, speed to lead, all these things that we know we need to do. And that's really the result of being consistent in using these features of the platform. Let's go in and look at listings. So another way of really increasing your SEO and also putting out to your sphere that you're an absolute expert is to use these listings that we have. And so this is all the listings. I've gone in and I've created EXP Roseville. And so what I did was I went in and created a special search criteria, which we can all do. And these are all of the current listings in Roseville with EXP. So I come in here and here's a new listing. Just came in on the 6th yesterday. And what we can do is I come in here and we're going to post this to the internet, okay? And so when I post this, I come in and I create this prompt, and I'll share this with you. And it says, you are an expert in everything real estate marketing, SEO, and a social media engineer. With my business goals and objectives in mind, use this property description to generate a social media post. Make it engaging and have a strong call to action. Okay, so that's my prompt. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in here and I'm going to paste this in. And now I'm going to go and grab this description.
Did you have that stored in quick actions? I saw you had that stored somewhere.
I have it in a note card. And I will share this with you. All right.
From listings.
It's a great question. We'll
Yeah.
cover in the Q&A.
So now it's gone through and it has created this social post for the property. Again, very important that before you just go and use the SEO generated content, you have to read it. You have to read it. You have to know what you're putting out there. So I'm not going to post this right now because I want to sit down and read it and make sure it's consistent with who I am as an agent. Okay. With that said, I've also trained my AI to be my personal digital assistant. It knows what my business goals and objectives are. And when I finish with this 12-week series, my next series is going to be strictly on AI, using AI to be your personal digital assistant. It's going to be a 6-week series. That's going to be my next series that we're going to get into. But you can see that I copy and pasted this in, and it's generated this for me. And then it comes down here and gives you an explanation for why it works. Okay, it would be easy to just take, where is it? To just take and go over here to more actions and go to post to Facebook, and then it generates for you. And then you could just say next and just post it without having anything there. But you want to have a good call to action. You want people to engage with it. And as you use this, it's important to know that this is the link that's being sent out. It's a link that is digitally branded under your digital footprint. And as people interact with this link that you're sharing on Facebook with that engaging post that you use AI to create, it's going to raise your SEO rate. I'm sure I've lost everybody here.
No, I do that all the time.
Yeah, I
so
see Cheryl.
I didn't
Yeah.
know that increased your SEO.
Yeah, it does. You could also take these and you can put them on your Google business page. I think Google business page is one of the things that is overlooked in what we're doing. Because it's not directly linked to our platform, but within the Google business page, first of all, every realtor out there needs to have a Google business page. If you don't have a Google business page, go create one, okay? But as you can see, I'm posting this content out there. It's right there.
Do you have to go somewhere special to put it in your business page?
Where do I go to put it in? So if I go back to my Google business, all you have to do is go right here and you can add it. I put an image in there, I put the description in, I always put a button, learn more, which is the link to the blog that I do, or it's the link to the home that I'm posting, whatever it is.
Wouldn't it be great if we could get KV Core to have that as an option to where to post?
Like Cheryl said, it'd be great if we could get KV4 to have an option as post. I don't disagree with you, but it doesn't exist right now. I'm showing you what I do to go the extra mile with this. Because when you take and post this directly to Google, what do you think that does to your SEO? You know, it increases your SEO. So let's move on. So we've covered blog posts, we've covered the listings. And what we're trying to do is create content that is really going to draw people in. The other thing that I post is within Lead Engine. We go to squeeze pages and we look at this history. And so the other day I had someone come to me and say, I want to look at multifamily properties under 600,000, investment properties under 600,000. So I went ahead and built this page within the squeeze page. We've all done this. If these things take less than 5 minutes to put together. But I know that they're going out and they're looking at the squeeze page. Now, the other thing I do with these squeeze pages, I put them on my social. I blog about them. I put it on my Google business page. Within my schedule for the week, when I go in and I am looking at what my actions are, you know, what do I do in the morning? What do I do in the afternoon? When do I do my lead follow-up? You need to integrate this into your schedule with these different activities that we're doing, because all the activities that we're doing, they have different values to them. And the goal, our goal and objective in doing all this is to get people to raise their hand and allow you to market to them. And so really today, what I'm looking at is just bringing all of these principles together based on the know, like, and trust with all the tools that we have to show you that now that you know how to use these tools, don't just sit on them. Go in there, put it in your schedule, and use them every day. It's not hard. The hard part is making it part of your schedule. And again, if you need help, I get calls from agents, you know, several times a week with questions, and I answer most questions in less than 5 minutes. I'm very proficient at the platform. And so that's the advantage of what we have as far as the tools. The IDX feed is very valuable because we're able to use the current listings, the current listing values that we have out there within our MLS to feed that information out. And this is a perfect example, being this income property squeeze page I put together under 600,000. So I know it's a lot that I threw out there today. It's all under the umbrella of SEO and increasing your ranking. Really what it comes down to is using these tools. Steve, what are your thoughts?
Well, I wanted to back up and show the frequency of blogs you have, just so people understand. Over a certain amount of years, you've put 492 of these out there, and what you've created is a digital net. If you could just expand on the digital net.
Yeah, so what I go for is digital domination of my farm. So where are you farming? If you're going to farm to over 55 communities, go in and use the tools here to create squeeze pages just for over 55 communities. We have that option in here. And then once you've created that squeeze page, it's evergreen. You don't have to go in and recreate it every time. You save it. I save it on my note cards. I have a note card of saved links for my Friday updates that I send out. The Ricky Carruth play. Ricky Carruth, he spoke at what is it called? Peacock. Thank you. And he advocates that, look, you have this database who's raised their hand, communicate with them every Friday, send them a note, send them a video, send them something that says, look, I am the absolute expert, and build that know, like, and trust. And so that's what I do with these and my blog posts. It takes effort though. And Steve's come a long way with technology in the last 3 years. And he's using this platform. And when I started this whole journey a little over 3 years ago, Steve looked at me like I was crazy. And I think at one point he said, I'm never using that. And now he uses it every day. And it's because he leaned on me and said, Alex, I need help with this. I want to do this. And he started using it every day. And that leads me to the 21-day challenge. I'm taking reservations right now for the 21-day challenge, where you sit with me on a Zoom call 1 hour a day for 21 days to build a habit using this platform. There's certain criteria that you need to meet. I don't want newbies in there. They've never opened it before. You got to be able to use the platform to a certain extent. But Steve came up with this through his interactions with me, and I've had a number of agents use it since. So if you're interested in the 21-day challenge, reach out to me. I'll put you on the reservation list. And if you look at this and are completely overwhelmed to set it up, or what you need to do to get going, I offer that service as well. $400. I sit down with you and we get you all set up. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and close out, and then I'll stop the recording, and then we'll come back and I will take questions. So give me 1 second.